Welcome, everyone, to Sportsman's Park. Sorry for the delay here. We had some internet issues going on with probably the wind situation at this point, but the Hobbs Eagles up big early in the first inning, 3-0 in the bottom of the first after 4 singles, Hector Armanderas, Graham, and McNabb. And now Marcus Alderetti, the 5th in the order for the Eagles. As the first pitch coming in from Garcia is low. Actually, that was the strike 3 on that one, so that's the first strikeout of the game for the Eagles. Alderetti having to take a seat. Already 3 runs have come home. A 2 RBI single for Eric McNabb, and Hector Armanderas and Graham all scoring for the Eagles. Mackay Brewer now at the plate for the Eagles. Oh, Kirkendall, excuse me. Easton Kirkendall, the left fielder. Curveball coming inside, and the wind blowing pretty heavily now as Garcia delivers it low and inside for ball 1. Back live at Sportsman's Park, still trying to get our technical issues taken care of here for you. Hopefully you got video and audio live as the Eagles leading 3-0. Easton Kirkendall, 7th in the order for the Eagles, at the plate. Pitch coming in down the pike from Garcia, fastball low for ball 3. 3-1 count now to Kirkendall. Last game of the Black Gold Slugfest here at Sportsman's Park. Eagles will be on the road next week. They'll go to the Las Cruces tournament, picking up a big game against Rio Rancho, one of the top-ranked teams in the country. Here comes a 3-1 pitch from Garcia. Curving inside, swing and a miss for Kirkendall. Evens up the count or make it a full count now at 3-2. Runners at second and third for the Eagles. Of course, they won both of their first 2 games yesterday as they picked off a big win here at Sportsman's Park, the nightcap game. Here's the full count pitch. Curve inside, swing and a miss, and that will be strike 3. Second K now against the Eagles. And now Zack Mcpet steps up. Peters playing right field in this game today. Normally the pitcher for Hobbs, one of them at least. Eagles won the first game of this 3-day tournament 7-6 over Cleveland. Of course, that was a come-from-behind win in that one. Curve goes low on the feet, and it's going to hit. Actually, the batter, Mcpet, is going to get a free gallop off to first base. Runner was trying to come home as well for the Eagles, but they're going to send him back. That was McNabb. So hit by a pitch was Mcpeters. And now bottom of the order, Isaiah Montes stepping up for Hobbs. So hold on to that 3-0 lead with 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Isaiah Montes steps up. He's batting on the season. He has not had a hit yet, and he's been at the bag no time so far. No stats on terms of his hitting so far. Here's the windup in the throw from Garcia. Curveball. Barely misses a little low on the outside corner for, what do they call the strike on that one, I guess. Runners at all 3 bases for the Eagles. So you're going to go outside with the fastball for ball 1, even up the count at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike as Garcia faces Montes, bottom of the order. Here's the pitch coming down the middle, and it's back deep towards center field. Got some air underneath it. Maybe the wind will make it move a little bit more, but the center fielder one-hands the catch. That's King for out number 3 on the fly out for Montes. But the Hobbs Eagles managing 4 hits. They get 3 to come across, but leave 3 on base. We head to the top of the second. Hobbs up 3-0 over Santa Fe. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back live here at Sportsman's Park as the Hobbs Eagles go to the top of the second. They lead 3-0 over Santa Fe. Hobbs getting 4 hits on singles from Socorros, Armanderas, Graham, and Alderete. A couple players hit by pitches as well. They got through the order, though, all 3 at the plate. Santa Fe in the top of the first did not get any hits. They grounded a couple of times, walked, and struck out for their final out. Fourth in the order is Adon Alvarez, the third baseman. Thanks for being patient with us this afternoon. Little wind situation, messing around with the internet just a bit. Pitch coming in, fastball down the middle. Little low for ball 1. Mackay Brewer on the mound for the Eagles in this one. Brewer with a 1-0 record on the season so far. Fastball, holding on it there for Santa Fe was Alvarez, and gets a little high ball for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the windup of the throw from Brewer. Fastball hit high up in the air towards center field. He's got some big time weight for it on this one. 3 players in the area, and over the shoulder catch from the second baseman for the Eagles. Armanderas makes the catch. They'll be out number 1. Again, very hard to judge with this type of wind out there where that ball is going to end up, and definitely going to have some communication with your teammates, which happened there. Evan Cluck now up, the left fielder for Santa Fe. Cluck batting .667 this season, has 2 hits, 1 run scored. Both hits were singles. Fastball right down the pike for the strike. Count goes to 0-1. Cluck is 6th in the order for the Demons. They are 0-3 on the season. Lost 2 games here at the Black Gold Slugfest. Here's the 0-1 coming inside with it. Check swing out towards right field. Should be a routine catch for McPeters, and he makes a one-hand grab for the out. Of course, McPeters starting in right field in this one. Normally a pitcher or plays first base as well. Really quickly getting you who's out where, as Alderete at first, Armanderas at second, Graham at third. Your catcher Montez, Brewer on the mound, and left to right, Kirkendall, McNabb, and McPeters. So 2 down here in the top of the second, 2 flies so far. Fastball low for ball 1. We are slated for 7 here at Sportsman's Park. Very windy day. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Brewer. Fastball low for ball 2. A little bit of a delay on the mound now. Gets the call that he wants from Montez. Comes down low, barely clips the bottom of the strike zone on the fastball. Gets the first strike on a 2-1 count. Eagles coming in with a 4-1 record, 2-0 here at the Black Gold Slugfest, and the win against Cleveland is part of that. Curve comes inside. Woo, barely gets that inside corner for strike 2. A little bit of a floater towards the waistband that time for Gabaldon. He's the right fielder, by the way. Fastball comes low. It's swing and a miss for Gabaldon. He's going to have to take a seat. That is the second K of the game off the pitching of Brewer. So no hits, nobody on the bases, nobody comes across. We head to the bottom of the second. Hobbs holding on to a 3-0 lead. The Bats coming up next on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back here at the Black Gold Slugfest at Sportsman's Park. Ty Friend here with you this afternoon. The Eagles up 3-0, the bottom of the second. Hobbs beat Cleveland 7-6. Got 10 hits in that first game of this 3-day tournament. Got 8 hits last night in the win over Los Lunas, 13-3. Of course, both of those games, Bernie Socorros Puey getting home runs, both in left field, too, last night and the night before. So he's going to be up now again, as he got a single back in the first inning. So Hobbs combining on 18 hits in those 2 games. As Puig steps up to the plate. He scored the first run for the Eagles. His single was out towards third base, and a late throw from the third baseman over there, Alvarez. Birdie can hit on either side of the plate as well. Fastball right down the middle, chunks it toward shortstop as it gets into left field there for another single. He's 2 for 2 now at the plate. So getting a base runner for the Eagles. All three of the first at-bat for Hobbs had singles back in the first inning, including Hector Armanderas, the second baseman. Armanderas batting .500 this season with a hit, 3 runs. Taking a peek over at first is Garcia. Delivers the fastball, showing the butt. They're going to try a steal, and Socorros gets there in time. The ball gets into the center field barely, and the shortstop has to go back it up to pick up the ball, Lujan. But Socorros gets the steal. Out at second now. Ball call on the first pitch, 1-0 counts. Graham, McNabb, and Alderete next up for the Eagles. Garcia looking back at the big leadoff there for Socorros. Here comes the fastball right down the middle for the strike. Evens up the count at 1-1. Got games all over the complex. Also the softball team in action, the Hobbs Lady Eagles, and other squads playing each other as well. So every field being used, a complete filled-up parking lot as well. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Come inside, swing and a miss for Armanderas. Put a bunch of muscle behind that one. And now getting behind in the count, 1-2. No outs here in the bottom of the second. Hobbs up 3-0. Coming off 5 hits so far. All 5 of those hits in the top 5 batters for the Eagles. They've been hit with the pitch twice so far. That's McNabb and McPeters. The 1-2 coming low, hits the bag, and then picked up quickly or make it the plate by the catcher, jumping up, looking for a throw down the field. Lama Yastawa is his last name behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Armanderas. Socorros again with the big lead off at second. Pitch outside off the end of the bat for Armanderas, sails towards the Santa Fe dugout as it's tracked down. Remaining alive with a 2-2 now is Armanderas. Graham up next with a single, also scored a run. McNabb was hit by a pitch, and Alderete got a single. So pretty productive first inning with 4 hits and a couple hit by pitches. Coming off the mound for just a second was Garcia. Little lackluster fake and a throw there to second. Not going to unload that one and decides to get back up on the mound. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Socorros continues to be very active at that second bag. Fastball down the middle, hits straight up in the air towards third base. Should be a routine catch for Graham, and a one hands it with his left and comes up with the out. So the fly out, or excuse me, that's not him. What am I talking about? Alvarez. These guys got very similar uniforms here, black and gold. So that was a catch there off the left. Third base by Alvarez for the out. Colton Graham steps up now, third in the order, the third baseman. He hit a single back in the first inning. Fastball whacked off the handle. It's going to go out to short. Pulled up by Lujan. Fires it to first, and looks like it's there in time for out number 2. So 2 down for the Eagles. And that'll bring up Eric McNabb. He got on base back in the first inning, hit by a pitch. Eric McNabb at the plate now. He's batting .364 with 4 hits, 4 runs scored, a couple RBIs, and a double to his name. Fastball, little flinch there by McNabb. Doesn't swing and takes the ball low for ball 1. Runner at third for the Eagles. That is Socorros, who got on due to a single. Fastball, chopped at it high. It's going to get some air underneath it towards right field. The second baseman was backpedaling, but he got in the way of the right fielder and drops in between them. And that will advance the runner for the score. Eric McNabb gets the RBI and brings across Bernie Socorros with the 4th run of the ball game. Went between two. Going to go and count that as an error here, as that back pedal got in the way of the right fielder trying to get over to make a catch. And for Hermilio, they're going to go ahead and give that an error. Going to bring up Marcus Alderete. Got a single back in the first inning. Well, all our 9 hitters got a chance to be at the plate. This is going to be pop fly in the foul territory up the first base line, but it's going to hit the turf. Right fielder tries to get over there to make the catch, Gabaldon, but couldn't get there in time. So that'll bring back Alderete back to the plate. Runner at second is Eric McNabb. Eagles up 4-0 here in the bottom of the second. 5 hits so far for Hobbs, all coming on singles. Looking back at second is Garcia. Turns and fires. Fastball outside for ball 2. Eagles playing 3 days in a row, Thursday through Saturday here at Sportsman's Park. Good way to start the season. 2-0 record here. 4-1 overall. Here's the windup and the throw. Fastball whacked hard out towards right field. Should drop. No, boy's going to get right to the right fielder there. I thought it was going to come down quicker than that. But Gabaldon makes a snag right at the numbers for out number 3. A hard smack out towards the right field on that one. But unfortunately, it does not drop. So the Eagles do manage to get 1 hit in the bottom of the second. 1 run comes across. 1 left on base. We head to the top of the third. Fast-moving game. 4-0. Hobbs over Santa Fe. Come back with us in 60 seconds on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Back to the Black Gold Slugfest here at Sportsman's Park. Ty Friend here with you as the Hobbs Eagles lead, top of the third, 4-0 Santa Fe at bat. Through 2 games here at the Slugfest, your top hitter so far has been Socorros for the Eagles. He's 4 of 6, had a couple of home runs. Singleton has 3 hits. Mackay Brewer with 3 as well, and 2 apiece for Eric McNabb, Colton Graham, Kirkendall, and Bird. Of course, some hits already in this game as well. Socorros will add 2 more to his totals. So he'll have 6 of 8 at the plate so far up to this day of action. Armanderas, Graham, and Alderete also adding a single apiece. So already the Eagles with 5 hits in this contest, leading 4-0. Curveball inside at the plate is King, and it's going to be a routine snag there at second base off the ground and a throw to first to connect with Alderete for out number 1, which will sit down King pretty quickly. So 1 down here in the top of the third with 4-0 leads. 8th in the order, Gabe Lamastia, the catcher. First pitch to him right down the middle, and it's going to go out towards right field, and backpedaling a few steps, one-hand catch, blocking the sun in his eyes as he makes the grab is McPeters. Needed to have a little shade that time before he could come down with that one, and had to deal with the sun and the wind out there in the right field as he was moving towards the American flag there, which is blowing pretty massively at this point. So the fly out there for Lamastia. And that brings up the bottom of the order, C.J. Garcia, who is the starting pitcher for the Demons. Fastball down the middle, swing and a miss. Or actually, we're back at the top of the order. Emilio is up. Garcia will not bat for Santa Fe. Emilio ground out to second back in the first inning, the first out of the game. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball outside for ball 1. Evens up the count at 1-1. Emilio batting .375 this season, has 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 RBIs, and a double. Fastball, golf swing, gets some big air out towards the foul territory outside the first base line, and 3 Hobbs Eagles running after it there, but it's going to hit the turf first. Good effort there for all three of those guys. It was Alderetti, McPeters, and Armanderas heading out there to try to catch that foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, Brewer came in with a 1-0 record. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Inside, rolls across the turf, and sliding over to make the stop is Montez. Gets it back out to his pitcher. No hits yet for Santa Fe. They did get on base once due to a walk. That was Lucas Lujan, third in the order. But that's been it so far. Here's the 2-2. Fastball, check swing for Hermilio. I'm going to say he didn't come around on it. And now a full count, 3-2. Hermilio's got to protect the plate. Getting the call he wants his Brewer. The windup in the throw, going inside, and late swing is going to go into the right backstop. Out of play foul. Staying alive is Hermilio. Mirabal, Lujan, and Stacy, 2nd through 4th in the order. Fastball low, that'll be a walk as Hermilio picks up the 2nd walk of the ball game to get on base. Runner at first, 2 down here in the bottom, or make it the top of the 3rd. Eagles score 3 runs in the first, 1 in the 2nd. Second now, Jake Mirabal, the DH. He ground out to first back in the 1st inning. He's a lefty. Mirabal batting .375 this season. 3 hits, 2 runs, a couple of doubles so far. Ooh, gets hit right in the right shoulder, right in the thick of it that time, and you could hear that whack from the crowd, and he just puts his arms up in the air. No harm done there. So first player hit by a pitch for Santa Fe, and they'll have runners at 1st and 2nd now with 2 out, force out at 3rd. Lucas Lujan now, who walked back in the 1st inning, the first guy to get on base for the Demons. He's batting .375 with 3 hits, 2 runs, 4 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Comes the pitch from Brewer, lost his hat, inside, he'll roll towards 3rd. Should be an easy throw for Graham, steps up and fires it over to first base to Alderetti on the 6-3, so that will shut down the Demons' offense. They do get 1 on base due to a hit pitch. No hits, no runs come across as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Hobbs up, shutting out the Demons 4-0 here at Sportsman's Park. Back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back at Sportsman's Park, Hobbs Eagles lead 4-0 over Santa Fe, their 3rd game of the Black Gold Slugfest, the final one here on a Saturday. Eagles coming in with 8 seniors in this game, just 3 for Santa Fe. But Santa Fe has 13 juniors on the roster, Hobbs with just 3. 2 sophomores for the Demons and 1 for the Eagles. So they got some players that will be coming back next year. Hobbs losing a bunch with 8 on the roster, as we mentioned. Coach Ian Ferris bringing the squad here to this 3-day tournament from Santa Fe, the capital city of New Mexico. Eagles again leading 4-0 with 5 hits. No hits yet for Santa Fe. Makai Brewer, who's the starting pitcher in this game, is up. He struck out back in the 1st inning. Eagles have only struck out twice so far. Again, they have the 5 hits. Pitch from Garcia, low and outside for ball 1. Again, winds going about 15, 20 miles per hour here at Sportsman. Fastball outside for ball 2. Good eye for Brewer on both pitches so far. Brewer's batting .308 this season. 4 hits, 3 RBIs, and 2 doubles coming into this game. Curveball inside, takes a whack at it, but goes straight up in the air towards first base. Peters is going to shift over and almost runs into his second baseman, who was coming back to back him up that time, and almost had a collision there, Armanderas. So the ball does drop. That will be an error, though, to get the runner on for Stacy. Or actually, what am I saying here? I keep flipping these numbers or teams around. Black and gold, seeing the wrong stuff here. That was our hitter there, excuse me. Makai Brewer gets on due to an error. And it was Hermilio and Stacy colliding out between first and second. So get these colors straight out here. Kirkendall at the plate. He struck out and had an error so far up the plate. Brewer gets the lead off at first. Fastball outside for ball 2. 2-0 count. Slated for 7 here at Sportsman's Park. Nice blue skies out here, but the wind is part of a factor. Curveball inside, and getting his elbows out of the way is Kirkendall. And they're going to give him a strike on that one. Get the inside corner. Count goes to 2-1. McPeters and Montez ran out the order for the Eagles. Here's the 2-1. Curveball. And they'll say inside for ball 3. 3-1 count as Kirkendall gets ahead of it. Peters got hit by a pitch, and Montez flew out. The last two, 8-9 in the order. Garcia takes a peek at first, fires it down the middle of the fastball. This is going to go out towards right field. Got some air underneath it, and nobody makes a decision who's going to come for it. The center fielder finally does as it hits the ground, Hermilio, and that will be a double for the Eagles as Easton Kirkendall gets on to second, and that advances Brewer to third. So Eagles knocking at the door with no outs here in the bottom of the third, leading 4-0. Looks like the head coach of Santa Fe, Ian Ferris, is starting to get up and walk around a little bit, so he's starting to think about what to do here. Big hole being dug by the Demons. Zack Mcpeters, the right fielder, was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Of course, the Eagles went through all 3 batters to start this ball game. Here's the windup of the throw from Garcia. Fastball. Line outside for ball 1. Peters has 1 run scored this season, but at the plate twice, looking for his first hit as a Hobbs Eagle this year. 1-0 count. Garcia looks back at second, checks the runners, turns and fires a fastball low one. Knuckler going to go foul, rolls out towards the Santa Fe dugout on the right side. Count go to 1-1. Eagles came into the game batting .294 on the season. 30 hits, 26 runs so far. 5 doubles, 2 triples, and a homer. 2 homers, actually. Fastball a little low, but it gets the bottom of the strike zone. Count goes to 1-2. Of course, the 2 homers coming from Sikoris. Garcia's going to come off the mound and wipe his face off just a bit. The only dirt on the field, of course, is on the pitching mound here. It's field turf throughout. Here comes the 1-2. Comes inside, middle of the bat, and into the right backstop for McPeters for the foul. We've got to protect the plate now with the 1-2 count, no down. Here in the bottom of the third. It's still 4-0 lead for the Eagles with 6 hits so far. All singles at this point. The windup in the throw. Fastball outside for ball 2. Count now even at 2-2. Mentioned that the Eagles will be on the road next week in Las Cruces starting on Thursday against Rio Rancho. Of course, they played both Rio Rancho teams, Cleveland twice so far. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Come inside with it. Yanked it out towards left center field. It's going to take a roll to the wall past the track out there, and that'll be at least 2 runs home. It'll be a double for McPeters. His first hit of the season in a big way. So a couple of doubles, Kirkendall and McPeters as 2 runs score. That's going to be Brewer and Kirkendall that come across. And the score goes to 6-0 here in the bottom of the third. Of course, the Eagles had the Mercy Rule win last night, 13-3 over Los Lunas, winning by 10. Shut down in 5 innings. So 2 RBIs for Zack McPeters. Isaiah Montez, bottom of the order for the Eagles. He flew out to end the first inning on the last out, but he's going to try to improve on that here. Still no outs for the Eagles. I'd like to get this thing up to 10 here in this third inning. Garcia looking back at the base runner. McPeters turns and fires. Curveball off the edge of the bat there for Montez. Barely clipped it right to the middle of the backstop. Of course, we got basketball tonight. The Hobbs boys will be playing in their first-round state basketball tournament game against Farmington High. That'll be at Task Arena at 6 o'clock. That'll be on our radio, Cool 95.7, and here at HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Garcia going to go outside and clips that outside corner for the strike. Count goes to 0-2. So we'll have a little bit of break after baseball, and basketball comes back on again at about 10 till 6 tonight. Of course, the Lady Eagles winning last night to move on. Curveball swing and a miss for Montez, and that'll be strike 3. So Garcia's issued 3 Ks so far in this game. That'll be the first out for the Eagles here at the bottom of the 3rd. We mentioned, too, that the Lady Eagles with that win last night will move on to the 2nd round as they were able to knock off Piedra Vista. It was a pretty close game up until the 4th quarter is when Hobbs started to pull away in that one. So they'll play next Tuesday against Carlsbad. Curveball inside for Socorros. It'll be knocked right to 3rd. Should be a routine throw across, and it is, as connecting Alvarez to Stacy for out number 2 on the ground out. Second in the order now, Hector Armanderas. He's 1 of 2. He hit a single out to left field and also flew out to 3rd, so he's keeping most of his shots over the left side. That was the first non-hit for Socorros. He had 2 singles prior to that, scored a couple of runs. 2 down here. Here in the bottom of the 3rd. It's 6-0. Curve inside, kept on the ground. Will go through second base after it hit the pitching mound, and that will be a single. They get the relay into second, and that, the runner getting off hard there as Armanderas is getting that run down. Running back between first and second. The run already scored. Dives back to first. They bobble the ball at first base. That was the catcher covering first, by the way, Lama Yastiwa. And so that'll go down as an RBI single for Hector Armanderas. As the Eagles get on the scoreboard again, and they lead 7-0. 3 runs have come across here in the bottom of the 3rd. Zack Mcpet is getting across the plate for Hobbs. Colton Graham up now, 1 for 2 at the plate. He's got a single, a run, and ground out to short back in the 2nd inning. Eagles 3 away from, they wouldn't end the game right here, but it would be getting them in position to do so. Getting those 10-run leads. First pitch outside for ball 1. 3 runs in the first, 1 in the second, and 3 here in the 3rd for the Eagles. They have 2 down, though. Runner at first is Armanderas. Curve inside, lost by the catcher. He's going to try to chuck it to second, but throws it to the left of the bag. So the steal is going to be converted there for the Eagles for Hector Armanderas. Now runner at second. Count goes to 2-0 on that pitch low and inside. Graham will step back up again. Graham came into the game batting .385 with 5 hits, 3 runs, and 3 RBIs. Fastball outside for ball 3, and has a triple so far this season, does Graham. All four guys at the top of the order are at least .308 or better in terms of batting average so far, and .500 for Armanderas. Fastball high for ball 4, and that's an issued walk to Graham. First walk given up to the Eagles so far, as Graham now has himself on first base. Runner at second as well. Eric McNabb, the cleanup man now. He was hit by a pitch back in the first and also got on due to an error. Ball bounced between 2 players for Santa Fe. Still 2 down with runners at first and second. Here comes the pitch inside. Yanked out towards short. Going to be a backhand play there for Lujan. And he's going to fire it to first, so they get it there in time. No, he does not. So that will be a single. It's a very long shot through short. Got out to the green area for McNabb. So he gets his first hit of the ball game. That makes it 9 hits so far for the Eagles. None yet for Santa Fe. So bases are loaded now as C.J. Garcia is going to face Marcus Alderetti. He's 1 for 2 with a single, also flew out to right field. Trying to add to this 7-0 score. Andretti batting 143. He does have 2 RBIs. Takes the fastball a little high above it for the strike on the swing. Mentioned the 2 RBIs. He's also scored twice for the Eagles. Andretti 5th in the order for Hobbs. Here comes the pitch from Garcia. Comes inside, hits the plate, and the catcher, Lomostawa, just kind of let it bounce there to see if any runners would get off too far off the bags, and none of them seem to bite on that one. The Eagles stay where they need to be. Count evens up at 1-1 with 2 down. Garcia, the starter here for Santa Fe. 0-1 record at this point. Fastball high for ball 2. Garcia came in with a 4.85 ERA. Of course, Brewer, with a 1-0 record, still remains on the mound for the Eagles. 2 balls and 1 strike. Comes the pitch from Garcia. He hits the plate, and that's going to advance the runners. Runner's going to come home, and boy, the catcher took a long time to react. Lomostawa just kind of stood there and then realized that the ball was loose, and a runner scores. And coming across for the Eagles, another one. That's going to be another score. That will be Armanderas that comes across. And Eagles now up 8-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Mercy rule would come into effect in the 5th inning, so we'll have a little bit of time before that. Curveball inside, hit hard on the ground, right to short. That's Lujan firing to first for the 3rd and final out against Marcus Alderetti. But the Eagles managed to put up 4 runs as they convert on 3 hits. They leave a couple on base. We go to the top of the 4th. Hobbs blanking Santa Fe 8-0 here at the Black Gold Slugfest at Sportsman's Park. We'll take a 60-second break and come back live on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Hobbs Eagles up 8-0 here, top of the 4th inning, slated for 7 at Sportsman's Park at the Black Gold Slugfest on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. We got YMCA playing on the loudspeaker now. A couple of the players are spelling it out as well. Still warming up for the Eagles. As the starter today, Mackay Brewer hasn't given up 1 hit in this game yet. Only 1 walk so far, and has had 2 Ks. Has hit 1 batter, though. They go to the 4th in the order for Santa Fe. Adon Alvarez, he flew out to second for the first out of the 2nd inning. Alvarez batting 111 this season. Just 1 hit, 1 run, 1 RBI. That was a single. Here's the windup of the throw from Brewer. Going to go fastball outside, clips that corner. Don't see much of a signal from the umpire. You just got to have to listen up very carefully when he gets with the call. Relayed up here to the press box. Doesn't put that big demonstrative signal that you normally see off to the side. 0-1 pitch going outside, and Brewer loses his hat. Big wind gust, and might have affected his pitch a little bit as it hit low. Evens up the count with the ball at 1-1. Top of the 4th inning. Brewer comes back down low and outside. Swing and a miss there for Alvarez. Now a 1-2 count. Alvarez looks back at the umpire and has a few words for him there. I'm not sure what the heck he was saying, but not a pleasantry you can imagine. He is a lefty, by the way. Curveball floats high for ball 2. Evens up the count. 2-2. Actually, that's Stacy at the plate. Lincoln Stacy. He struck out last out of the 1st inning. Fastball outside off the edge of the bat for Stacy to the middle of the backstop for the foul. Alvarez will be up next. He flew out to second. Evan Cluck right A fly to right. So no hits in the mix here for Santa Fe. The 2-2 pitch outside gets a lunge by Stacy. Ball was dropped behind the plate by Montez. Drop ball, but he's able to fire to first, get the out. Connects with Alderetti. So that'll be out number one. And that's going to bring up fifth in the order, Adon Alvarez, who flew out to second back in the second. Trying to get something fired up here for Santa Fe's defense, or offense. They're 0-3 on the season. Pitch inside, and holding on was Alvarez for the ball. One ball, no strikes. Brewer says yes to the pitch call here. The windup and the throw. Going outside, gets past Montez. Had really no chance to get that one way outside that time, right at the plate. Count goes to 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. Here comes a pitch, fastball. Check swing there for Alvarez. Didn't go much on it that time, but he's going to hold and get the strike on it. Count goes to 2-1. Nobody on the bases for the Demons with one out here in the top of the fourth. Pitch low and inside for ball three on the fastball. And Brewer losing that hat again, having some trouble keeping that on with this heavy wind. It's died down just a bit for a few seconds here, but say by about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Brewer trying to get Alvarez reeled back in here with the 3-1 count. Fastball. This one yanked out towards right center field, going back over the shoulders. And it's going to hit the warning track. McNabb couldn't get to it. That's going to go as a double. And sliding into second is Alvarez for the first hit of the ball game for the Santa Fe Demons. A little bit wind-aided that time. Bounced right in the middle of the warning track. And McNabb was getting back, and the last second it got over the top of him. Evan Cluck now up for the Demons. Sixth in the order. He flew out to right field back in the second. Here's the windup in the throw from Brewer. Fastball gets through the legs of Montez in a low pitch. That's going to keep the runner at second, though. It didn't take him too long to track that one back down. Chorus was going to come over and help out there at short to try to back up any throw to second if they decided to do that. But we're going to go right down the pike with the fastball, and holding on it was Cluck. Takes the strike, evens up the count at 1-1. Santa Fe came into the game at .244 in terms of batting average with 19 hits out of 78 at-bats. Fastball low. Good save there for Montez behind the plate, getting his knees down to block that one from getting through. That's a second ball, one strike, and one out here. Hobbs can get this up to 10 by the end of the fifth inning. It would be game over just like last night, winning by 10 over the Los Lunas Tigers. Brewer going to go with the fastball, swing and a miss for Cluck. And now we got an even count at 2-2. 9-1 hit count at this point. Eagles 8 more than their travelers from Santa Fe. Brewer turns and fires. Curveball, little floater outside though for ball three. A full count now against Evan Cluck. Again, the only hit coming with Alvarez just seconds ago here in the fourth. A double. Brewer takes a big, deep breath. Winds up and throws. Fastball, a little high. Swing and a miss for Cluck, and that's strike three. That's the third K of the game for Makai Brewer on the mound for the Eagles as starter. Trying to working on his second win of the season. That'll bring up Lucas Gabaldon, the right fielder. He was the third out of the second inning off a strikeout. And a lefty. They might have inserted a new player in here. It looks like they have a number 17. Double check who that was. He's a lefty. Gets a piece of it. It bobbles ahead of the home plate. It's picked up by Brewer, but then they call it dead. So it must have hit part of him as well as it went into the, very shortly into the infield. Score is now 8-0 in the top of the fourth. Little delay here for Brewer. Let that wind blow by. Fastball right to the outside of the strike zone. Clips the corner for the strike. 0-2 count. We don't have on the lineup, don't have a number 17, so I'm not sure who they've inserted here, but we'll get that for you. Curveball inside will be fouled out over the top of us here in the press box. The roster that we received, too, did not have numbers on it, just the name, so. And no subs listed on the starting lineup. 0-2 count. So Lucas Gabaldon was in that position before, but this number 17 is that he gets another bobbler behind the plate. It's picked up on the dropped third strike, and a throw easily down the first base line for Montez to Alderete on the 2-3, and that'll be out number 3. So the Hobbs Eagles don't let anything come across. One hit leaves a runner at second, and still an 8-0 lead. As we head to the bottom of the fourth, your Hobbs Eagles trying to advance their scoring and try to get up at least by a mercy roll count. 10-0 would be nice. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. You got a name on that kid? When did he get inserted? He's not even on, the roster doesn't have numbers on it. And the starting line, don't they have to list their subs on the side of the card? Oh, I was looking at the wrong card, I bet. I didn't take a picture of that. Do you have that blue one? Thank you. Gabe Hartman. Have you seen, does he even signal strikes? I haven't seen him signal strikes. Are you just hearing him or very close? I can't see him, I guess. Yeah. Can I hold this for a minute? Okay, thank you. I can care less about there. Welcome back to Sportsman's Park. We got the sub there on that last play, although he was sat down anyway. Gabe Hartman for the Demons. Eagles still leading 8-0. 9 hits to 1 for the Demons at this point. Hobbs working on their third win here at the Black Gold. Slugfest is what they're calling this round-robin tournament. A lot of good raves from the fans coming from all over the area. Of course, we got a team from Los Lunas and Clovis. Of course, Santa Fe playing the Eagles right now. Eagles start off against Cleveland on Thursday night with that 7-6 comeback victory. Hobbs going to be in Las Cruces next week for another tournament, so that's their third tourney of the season here. So far, those 9 hits for the Eagles, a couple singles for Sikoris, a couple singles for Hector Armanderas, 1 for Graham, 1 for McNabb, a double for Kirkendall, and a double for McPeters at this point. Equals up your 9. Hobbs has been walked just once and only struck out 3 times. So looking pretty good in terms of Ks. They had 9 against Los Lunas last night, but that's one area the coach was talking about. Even against the first game, 13 strikeouts against Cleveland, even though they won. He thought that was one stat that needed to be improved quickly to get more bats involved in protecting the plate, not watching on that third strike. Makai Brewer, the starting pitcher, will be at the plate now for Hobbs. He's 6th in the order. He struck out back in the first inning and got on due to an error in the fourth. Did score a run for the Eagles. He'll be batting left, of course. And the umpire's stopping action here as he's staring at Makai, but not sure what the heck was going on. I don't know what he's waiting for, baseballs or what. But we're ready for action here. Bottom of the fourth inning. Eagles scored 3 in the first, 1 in the second, and 4 in the third. Have not allowed one coming across for the Demons yet. Fastball, a little high for ball 1. And we have a new pitcher in here as well. Let's see if I get my trusty binoculars out. They didn't signal that up to the press box. Looks like number 16 is who they've got pitching, and I don't see that on the sub roster. That's Lincoln Stacy, who's moved over from first base. So Stacy's on the mound now. Curveball hits outside for ball 3. 3-0 count. Stacy, the, again, first baseman. Getting way ahead of the count now is Brewer. Fastball down the pike for the strike as Brewer waited on it that time. 3 balls and a strike. Fastball outside, and Brewer's going to take the walk. Second time the Eagles have been walked in this ball game. And that'll bring up 7th in the order, Easton Kirkendall. He's 1 of 2, had a strikeout and also a double and a run scored. And if he gets across, he'd be the 10th run of the ball game to match with his number 10. He's got the first name to go with it, Easton. Hobbs up 8-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Fastball high and inside for ball 1. Zack Mcpet's up next. He's got a double to his name and a couple RBIs, and Isaiah Montez rounds out the order. Stacy, curveball inside. Nice yank on the ball, but it's going to go foul. Goes over the sidewall, past the Hobbs bullpen. Good crank on that one by Kirkendall. If he can just straighten that out and go down that third baseline. And left fielder moved in quite a bit there for Santa Fe. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Stacy, a low one. It's going to be a dribbler out to short, picked up by Lujan. Stamps on the second base, throws it to first, not in time. So fielder's choice on that one for Kirkendall. He'll remain at first, but unfortunately Brewer's going to have to take the jog back to the dugout as he was tagged out there at second. Zack Mcpet is 8th in the order now, 1 of 2. 2 RBI double, run, hit by a pitch, so he's been on base twice so far. Here's the windup of the throw from Stacy, a fastball. And McPeters didn't look like he was going to even think about swinging the bat that time. Just kind of get the feel for this new pitcher. Takes the strike on the first one. Runner at first is Kirkendall. Here's the windup of the throw. Knuckler might have hit part of his hand there for McPeters, and that'll dribble out towards the left backstop. As Montez will pick it up for the Eagles and hold on to it. 0-2 count. It's going to be a plate protector now for McPeters. Fastball low and outside for ball 1. Eagles have registered a hit, at least 1 hit apiece for all top 5 of the order that'll be due up next. Fastball slapped hard out to left field. It'll stay on the ground. That's going to be a single. Runner's going to stay at second, Kirkendall. So back-to-back hits for Zack Mcpeters. Runners at first and second now for the Eagles with just 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Hobbs up 8-0. That's going to bring up the bottom of the order, Isaiah Montez. He's 0 for 2. He flew out back for the last out of the first inning. All 9 batters getting up on that one, and a strikeout in inning 3. He is a lefty. Looks over to his first base runner there, McPeters, and makes sure he's ready to go. Runners at first and second. That's Kirkendall at second base. First pitch, fastball outside for ball 1. Eagles 4-1 on the season. Santa Fe at 0-3. Lost their first game to Academy before coming down to Hobbs. Fast outside for ball 2. Again, the relief pitcher on the mound, Stacy, Lincoln Stacy, the first baseman for Santa Fe. That's where he started, at least in this game. Looks back at second. Quick return with the pitch. Curve it inside, and we're going to get some air underneath this one out towards center field. 3 players are in the area. Diving attempt for the catch. They make it. No, it hit the ground, but he did scoop it up, the center fielder. That was King. So that'll go down as a single. Oh, wait, no, they did call it a catch. He was going to throw it out the runner at second, so the catch was made. He had his glove right on the turf that time. Shallow center field as King does make the grab. So that will be out number 2 for Isaiah Montez. Had 3 players kind of running into a pile there, and of course the wind is really making the ball move around a lot out in the outfield. So that'll be out number 2. Runners at first and second, luckily getting back in time for the Eagles. To second base was Kirkendall. So runners still at first and second, top of the order, Bernie Sikoras. He's 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. Scored 2 runs, stolen base. Has the only 2 home runs this season for the Eagles as well. 1 in each of the first 2 games here at the Black Gold Slugfest. Curveball high and outside for ball 2. Sikoras, of course, batting lefty as well. Force out at 3 for the Demon defense. Little delay here. Stacy making him think about it for a minute. Here's the pitch. Curve it inside and high for ball 3. So way ahead of the count now, Bernie Sikoris. Sikoris with 5 RBIs this season, leading the team. So he's definitely the guy you want to have in this position. Off the edge of the bat on the fastball, and they called a balk. The ball was released. I thought I heard the word balk. Is that what I heard or not? Because it was yelled out before he actually made contact. So no pitch on that one. They do advance the runners for the Eagles, 2nd and 3rd now. As the Corals will have a repitch on this one, a 3-0 count. That call was made by the infield umpire right before the ball hit the bat of Sikoris, and that would have been a little dribbler. I don't think he would have gotten to first quick enough on that one, although he does got some speed. Runners at 2nd and 3rd now for the Eagles. Curve high, and that will be a walk to load the bases. Sikoris has been on 3 out of the 4 times at the plate, and now he's on first. Bases loaded now for Hector Armanderas. Armanderas 2 for 3 with a pair of singles, an RBI, couple of runs too, and a stolen base. Armanderas has not got an RBI yet this season, so he's due for one with the bases loaded here. Lincoln Stacy fastball right to the middle of the backstop on the foul. Quick start off there for Kirkendall. He definitely wanted to come home. Hobbs up 8-0 right now here in the bottom of the 4th. 2 down. Stacy looks back at second. Wind up and throw. Curve. Ooh, right in the thick of the back. Hitting Armanderas. That's the 3rd time an Eagle has been hit by a pitch. This is the first from Stacy, though, on the mound. And that will also get a run scored as Kirkendall comes across. And we got a 9-0 ball game. Eagles could get one more run. They wouldn't close the game down yet, but they would be up 10-0, which is what you need for the mercy rule. Stacy fastball. High and outside for ball 1. One ball, no strike. Everybody on the bases here for the Eagles. Here's the pitch. Fastball. A little late swing off the handle to the right netting on the Santa Fe side. Count goes to 1-1 with 2 down. Colton Graham at the plate. He has got a single to his name. Also walked. And ground out to short. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball way outside for ball 2. Graham with 3 RBIs this season. Came in at a .385 batting average. Was the winning pitcher yesterday in the 13-3 win over Los Lunas. Here's the 2-1 from Stacy. A high one. Check swing for Graham. I'm sure he didn't want to do what that happened there, and they're going to go ahead and call that a ball. But he did try to come around a little bit on that one and up by about chin high. Count 3-1. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Eagles trying to get it to 10-0 here with runners at all 3 bases. Here comes the 3-1 from Stacy. Curveball up near the brim of the helmet, and that's going to be a walk. So that's going to bring a run home, too, so an RBI for Graham. As that will score McPeters. 10-0 now. Hobbs up. Again, the mercy rule only comes into effect in the end of the 5th inning, so there is time for that still. Yesterday, Santa Fe lost a close one to Artesia 5-3, and their previous game against Berlin losing 12-7, so they want to get a win here in Hobbs. Fastball down the middle, hard on the ground. It's going to be backhanded at second, but losing the ball at the last second here, Emilio on an error, and that will score a run for the Eagles. So McNabb gets on due to the error, and that will bring across the plate Bernie Sikoris. Or actually, no, that Hector Armanderas scores for Hobbs. Sikoris sat down earlier. So Hobbs up 11-0 now. I believe we got a courtesy runner checking in for the Eagles. That's Major Bird. Of course, he started at third base the first 2 games of this tourney. So Bird will be at first. Runners on all 3 bases again. An 11-0 lead. Marcus Alderete up now. He's 1 for 3, a single, flew to right, and ground to third. Stacy goes quickly inside. Knuckler is going to go out across second in the air and hits the turf. And he'll take a few rolls as well, and that'll send a runner home on a single RBI there. RBI single for Alderete. Stepped up big on that one and got Colton Graham to score. Eagles now 12-0 here at Sportsman's Park. And still just 1 out, or 2 outs, excuse me. Lefty Makai Brewer back up. Already 9 batters have been at the plate so far. Makai Brewer is number 10 here in this 4th inning. And been very productive, 5 runs scored. Fastball, golf swing is going to air it out foul over the top of the Hobbs Eagle dugout left side into the parking lot. Brewer got on base once due to a walk, but struck out before that and got on due to an error, but did score a run off his second at bat. Stacy looks back at third, turns and fires a curveball off the handle. It's going to take a roll towards second. Emilio in play and does make a stop on the bag for out number 3. But the Hobbs Eagles do manage to get some hits going there as they get 2. A couple runners on due to a walk and also hit by a pitch. As they're able to score 5 runs, they leave 3 on base though. But 13-0 the scores. The Eagles leading Santa Fe here at Sportsman's Park. We will take a 60-second break and come back on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Hobbs Eagles up by almost 2 touchdowns here at Sportsman's Park, but we're playing baseball 13-0 as they scored 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third, and 5 in the 4th inning. Top of the 5th, as Santa Fe has had a couple of hits so far. They actually just got one, a double. That was Adon Alvarez. 12-1 hit count in favor of the Eagles at this point. Makai Brewer still on the mound for Hobbs, trying to get his 2nd win of the season. Elijah King, the center fielder up, the lefty, will start it off for Santa Fe, 8th in the order. Brewer now at the warm-up, or the wind-up, and the throw. Fastball outside and barely clips that outside corner for the strike. Gabe Lamashestua will be the last in the order for Santa Fe at number 9. Fastball down low, outside for ball 2. Or 1-1 count, excuse me. Nobody on the bags yet here for Santa Fe, trying to get this offense going here. Fastball clips the outside corner for strike 2. 1-2 count now for Elijah King. Get only 1 hit so far for the Demons. They've been on base a couple of times due to walks, though. Time called as Brewer steps off the rubber, kind of waiting for that wind to die down a little bit. I don't think that's going to happen for a while here, so he's back up ready to go. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball outside for ball 2. A couple of his pitches coming to that outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Comes a pitch, fastball, hit straight high up in the air behind home plate, and trying to get underneath that, diving towards the net, and almost getting it, bounces off the glove. Nice effort there by Montez, and he was right in front of the net facing the audience that time, and almost crashed headfirst into the netting. Great job of diving forward there to try to make the snag, and just barely bounced off the webbing of his glove. Count goes to 2-2 on the foul ball. Staying alive is King. Brewer comes back outside, and that will be ball 3, a full count now. You have to take into account some of the wind here, too, as you deliver the pitches. But Brewer's quickly back up on the rubber, ready to throw again. Full count pitch coming. Fastball inside, and this is going to be aired out towards right center, shallow. And the second baseman going to backpedal to make the catch. That's Armilio for out number 1 on the fly out. Or correction, I mean Armanderas for the Eagles. Gabaldon, the catcher, in 9th of the order. He flew out to right, takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. One and 0 count. Lemistua gets clipped back a little bit as he gets away from the curve for ball 2. Still 13-0 Eagles here in the top of the 5th, slated for 7. Or it might go 5 if Santa Fe can't get back in this now, because this would be the mercy rule inning. Hobbs would not have to come up to bat even. 3-0 count now on a high fastball for Lemistua. Here comes a 3-0, probably a fastball. There it is, right down the pike for ball 1, or strike 1. And Lemistua kind of looks at the umpire like, that's a strike. It looked like pretty perfect to me on that one. 3-1 coming from Brewer. Fastball again, check swing for Lemistua. It's going to be a foul over the top of the Santa Fe dugout out of play. Count now 3-2. The windup in the throw inside, and strike 3, clips the inside corner. Boy, that looked pretty close to the body that time, but that'll be strike number 3, and will be the 4th K issued by Brewer. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. The last hurrah for Santa Fe, down 13-0. Got to get it underneath 10 to keep this game going. And hits the back of the leg of Luke Armilio, the second baseman. Or actually, they did a sub. It looks like they got somebody else in there now. Let's see who are. I believe that's Cade Romero has just checked in. No, Antonio Martinez is the one that gets hit by a pitch in his first action. Second in the order now, Jake Maribal. He is 0 for 1. Fastball just high on the strike zone for the ball. Maribal grounded out to first, hit by a pitch on his second at-bat. It's only the 3rd time through the order for Santa Fe. The 1-0 going fastball outside for ball 2. And again, losing his hat. The wind's been bad out there today. Brewer had to go track that down in front of the mound. 1 on the base, 2 down here in the top of the 5th. 13-0 Eagles. Comes the windup in the throw. Fastball. Hit hard out towards right field. McPeters one-hands it, and that's out number 3. So Maribal will sit down, and so will the Santa Fe Demons. And that should be the ball game here at Sportsman's Park as we went 5 innings and a mercy rule win for the Eagles, 13-0 over the Santa Fe Demons. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show here on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Your Eagles 5-1 on the season. Welcome back to Sportsman's Park here in Hobbs. The Hobbs Eagles getting the big win here, 13-0. A mercy roll shutout ended early. We were going to go 7, but in the mercy roll, if you're up by 10 or more, you are done. And the Eagles didn't even have to go up to bat to finish up the 5th. Lots of guys getting involved offensively for the Eagles. First, let's get Santa Fe. Not much to speak of there. Just one hit in the ball game. That was Adon Alvarez with a double. They had 2 walks and struck out 4 times. Just could not get the ball where they wanted to, as Eagles taking care of business in this one. So no more than 1 hit in the contest for the Santa Fe Demons. They had 2 pitchers on the mound, Garcia and Stacy. Now for your Hobbs Eagles, the leader 3 for 3 today, Bernie Socorros Puig. He had a couple of singles at the start. Actually, he's 2 for 2, or 2 for 3, I should say. Sorry about that. The singles also getting some runs for him, 2 of them, and a stolen base. Also walked. So he definitely had a great game. Again, 2 for 3 at the plate for Bernie Socorros Puig. In fact, he had the best showing of this 3-day tournament as well, the round robin. He was 4 for 6 coming to this game, and is going to finish it up 6 for 9. Had a couple of home runs. Didn't get one in this game, but he did have one in both the first and second against Cleveland, and then last night against Los Lunas. So a great tournament here for Bernie Socorros. A bunch of guys with 2 hits apiece in this one. Hector Armanderas went 2 for 3. He got a single. Also, or 2 singles, I should say, and also had an RBI, couple of runs, and a stolen base. Actually, 3 runs for him. He was hit by a pitch on his 4th at bat, so 2 for 3 for Hector Armanderas. Marcus Alderete went 2 for 4. He had a pair of singles and an RBI. Zack Mcpet, 2 for 2. He had a double, 2 RBIs off of that one, scored a run, and then also a single with the run scored, so he's perfect at the plate. Also got on due to being hit by a pitch, all 3 times on the bags tonight or today for Mcpet. Other hitters today, Colton Graham went 1 for 2, had a single, a run, also 2 walks, and one of those walks scored a run for the Eagles for an RBI. Eric McNabb went 1 for 3. He got a single, was hit by a pitch, also got on due to a couple of errors in this game, so a couple errors for the Demons. And also Easton Kirkendall went 1 for 3. He had a double, got on base due to a fielder's choice, and then scored 2 runs for the Eagles' cause. So lots of guys involved. They had 8 players, actually make it 7, that got at least 1 hit, and a couple with multiples, including Socorros, Armanderas, Alderete, and Mcpet. So Eagles racking up some big numbers here. A total of 13 hits in this one, 4 walks and 3 strikeouts. So those Ks really got down in this ball game. They hovered around double digits, but last night only 9, now down to 3 today, so definitely seeing some improvement there. Winning pitcher, of course, for the Eagles was Mackay Brewer. Again, only gave up 1 hit and struck out 4 and only walked 2, and he went the distance through 5 innings in this game. Of course, I mentioned the Eagles did not have it to come up last because they were already up by the mercy roll minimum of 10. But 13-0 to win over Santa Fe. Eagles go 3-0 here at the Black Gold Slugfest as they bring their 5-1 record to Las Cruces coming up on Thursday. They will play against Rio Rancho there in Cruces. So we will not have coverage, unfortunately. We do have some basketball coming up this week, and that will include, hopefully, some games for the Hobbs Eagles and Lady Eagles as we progress. So we'll have to catch up in the next game. We can get on that as soon as we got basketball concluding with State. We'll see what those 2 teams will be doing. Should mention basketball tonight. The Hobbs boys at Tasker Arena, 6 o'clock start time. Eagles taking on Farmington High. Team, of course, the northern part of the state. Long road trip for those squads that come down here because just like last night, the Lady Eagles played Piedra Vista, also from Farmington, so they had a major road trip. Farmington High was actually here, the boys, last night to watch the Piedra Vista girls play, and so they've been here overnight at a motel and getting ready for that big contest. The Hobbs Eagles, of course, winning district with a perfect record. Didn't lose 1 game in district against, of course, Carlsbad, Clovis, and Roswell. So they're really ready to go in this one. Currently sitting in the state on the same side of the bracket as Las Cruces. They're the number 4 seed, and Farmington the number 13. Of course, Las Cruces number 1 in the state. We'll have to wait for the Eagles until the semifinals of the top half of the bracket. So, again, if you want to listen up to that game, of course, we'll have that on the radio at Cool 95.7 and right here at HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. That is tonight, Hobbs versus Farmington at Tasker Arena, 6 o'clock. Again, final score here at Sportsman's Park, a very windy one, 13-0. Eagles victorious over Santa Fe to go to 5-1 on the season. And we will be back on the radio again tonight with Hobbs Eagle basketball, Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Have a great rest of a Saturday out there. Ty Friends signing off.